Hello, Judith here, and we have a tutorial. Into this video, we're going to be creating this gorgeous look on this gorgeous client. Sorry, this look is coming too late. I know you all have been waiting. So let's dive right in. First, I'm going to use the micellar water from Miss Metic to clean her face, take out all the dirt on her face and get it ready for the next step. You guys, you don't want to start doing your makeup on a dirty skin. Make sure you clean the skin properly before going into the next step, which is my spray. This is the green tea hydrating spray from Kiss Beauty. I use this as a hydrating spray. That's what it does for me. It's very, very beautiful. Works very well on the skin. And I let that absorb properly into the skin before going into it with my Xyron Hydrating Serum. I love to hydrate the skin because hydrating the skin helps you achieve like a flawless foundation when it's time to apply foundation. So this client is, she used to be my model, but for this video, she's my client and she's oil skin, so she has an oil skin. And I use the Olay Complete Lightweight Moisturizer, which is a completely oil free moisturizer, which works perfectly for her skin. So to control the oil on her face, I'm using the Power Seal from Miss Metic. This is a sweat control and oil control toning. I said sweat control and oil control because nothing stops sweat and nothing stops oil, so it controls it for a while. So using the Stay Matte primer, the Rimmel London Stay Matte primer all over her face, avoiding just only her T-zone. I'm using this all over her skin because she has an oil skin and this primer just does the job for me. It doesn't like strip your skin of its moisture. So going on the T-zone, I'm using a Didn't To Do mattifying primer. The reason I don't use Rimmel London on the T-zone sometimes because it just softens the power seal on the face, which is supposed to be mattifying and control the oil. So this Gentle Do is a completely mattifying primer. So just apply this only on the T-zone because you don't want this all over the skin. So for her foundation, I'm using the NARS foundation in Moray and the Super Stay in 312. I mix these two together and just look at that skin match. I think I should be called the queen of skin match because I do this so effortlessly. Like the skin match insane, like amazing, you guys. So just make sure you match your skin correctly and properly. So I use a foundation to apply, then use my beauty blender to beauty sponge to just blend everything together. So for her blush, I'm mixing these two shades from my City's Beauty blush stroke lip palette. It's a lip palette, but it's a blush palette for me. So this is a very defined look. I use the We're going for a soft but very glam look. So I use the November Beauty Concealer in 041, which is their lightest shade to highlight. And I'm doing this because she's oil skin and she's going to be carrying this makeup for a long time. As of the time we're doing this makeup, it was 9 a.m. and she's going to carry the makeup till like 5 a.m. the next day. So I just used my liquid concealer under her eyes because she's oil skin and that works properly. Liquid concealer works perfectly well for an oil skin. So to set under her eyes, I'm using the Mera Cosmetic setting powder in ginger. Sometimes when I'm using Mera, because of how pigmented Mera is and how beautiful it is, I don't use like a pressed powder to set under first. But I do that for every other setting powder I'm using. Sometimes I do it for Mera, but sometimes I don't because of how pigmented it is. It just works perfectly well for me. So I just, go ahead to do that. And I set over the face where I highlighted. Then time to contour and bring warmth back. So I don't really do the contour thing. I just, bronze the face. So time to bronze the face and bring the face together in shape because her face is looking, like a wall right now. Everything is just pale. So just I use the Ingloss foundation in 113, very little quantity. If you notice how I was applying it, very little quantity. And when you get to the forehead area, just make sure you take it very just very little quantity so you don't ruin the hairline. I did that hair, by the way. I'm also a hairstylist and I did that hair. So I did it. So I just use my beauty sponge to just blend that area. Just make sure I avoid the hairline so it doesn't look tacky. Then using my Fenty Beauty powder in 400 to contour the nose area or bronze the nose area because I didn't want so much product on her face. So I just decided to do just powder and not use cream underneath. So I'm mixing these two fresh powder all over her skin. This is the Melanin in medium and the Fenty Beauty in 320. So time to do the eyes, which is my most favorite part about this makeup, for this makeup look. I use my eyeshadow primer. This is the Benign Clown White. This is like the best eyeshadow primer, trust me. Or eyeshadow base. Yeah, eyeshadow base. This one eyeshadow base. I think eyeshadow primer is different from eyeshadow base. So I apply that and make sure it's well blended, no demarcation. So I'll be using the coffee shop, the Nubia, Nubia, Juvia, Juvia's Place coffee shop eyeshadow. Before I do that, I make sure I use like a powder to blend the outer corner. Then I went ahead to use the very light shade of brown from the Juvia on the outer corner of the eyes, and I'm placing an eyeshadow on the on the eyeshadow primer. So this is just the look basically, and I went ahead with the silver eyeshadow from the same Juvia's Place. I didn't use like an eyeshadow base or a glitter glue to hold the silver eyeshadow. Why do I keep saying silver? This silver eyeshadow because I want it very, very little. The eyes I was going for, I don't even know what to call this eyes, but you saw it in the thumbnail. But that's just what I'm going for. This is how I was able to achieve that. So when I was done, the silver just very little, and on the outer corner of the eyes, I used a very light shade of brown because I didn't want to do it too much. So I went ahead with my Mera Cosmetic black eye charcoal pencil on the lash line, and I'm blending that out with a powder and sorry an eyeshadow and very tiny brush from the Juvia's Place eyeshadow palette. So I'm just blending this out basically, and just blending this out. This is just what I'm doing. I went ahead to line the waterline with the same charcoal pencil from Mirror. This is like the best eyeliner, trust me, the best pencil eyeliner because it's very mattifying, it doesn't retwist the eyes, and it's very black. So I went ahead with the brown from the same Juvia's Place eyeshadow palette to smudge under the eyes because I want to really smudge. I don't want anything defined. So because I also need a wing, I just extended that a little bit. And I'm using the small fluffy eyeshadow brush to just blend that out. And now I'm placing another brown to darken the outer corner of the eye. So you just have to pay attention to this eyes. I don't know what this eye is called, but I just had it in my head and I just kept putting products and putting products and putting products until I was able to achieve what I wanted. And this is just it. I'm using the same brush to just define the outer corner of the eyes just to extend a little bit to give me that sharp look. So this is the eyes I was going for. So when I was done with the eyeshadow, I went ahead with my Nuban Beauty mascara, the Serosoke mascara. I actually used my Wing Beauty mascara, but trust me, this Nuban Beauty is amazing. I still have my Wing Beauty, but I got hooked on this Nuban Beauty mascara at the last makeup fair, and I've been loving it. So I've been using it, and I feel the reason I've been using it back to back is because it's new. I love new things, so I just let the old one just stay for a while. And when I feel like, I'll just go back to it. But for now, let me just enjoy the new thing I'm enjoying. So I'm just, intensifying the blush now with my V Beauty blush palette. That's actually the blush palette did not show. I don't know why, but this is it again. I kind of brought it up. So this is the shade I was mixing, the orange and this very light pink. Looks like red, but it's pink. So I'm just intensifying it because the look I was going for, blush blindness, is definitely going to be involved because I really wanted that blush to pop. So I went ahead again to apply this blush again with my beauty sponge. This time around to just help me spread it all over the face because I want the face not to look pale and I want the blush to be obvious. So this is my MAC Mineralizer powder. Yeah, that's what it's called, in the shade medium gold. I had like a little something in her eye, so we're just taking it out. And whenever you encounter such, just make sure you take it really easy. So I'm just using this to blend under the eyes and take out the excess powder, maybe I had from the setting powder or maybe fallout from the eyeshadow. So it's just basically, taking out excesses and just making everything work. That's just it. So I really love this MAC Mineralizer powder and it's just so beautiful, you guys. I really love it. So this is I'm just using powder all over the face, to just a very little quantity of powder just to make sure I blend everything together, from the blush to the under eyes to everywhere. Just make sure I blend everything together. I still went ahead to apply brown under her eyes, to smudge under her eyes for that because that was really what I wanted. So time for the main show of this look, the red lipstick. So we went for a red lipstick because she had a photo shoot and this was the look she was going for. So the first thing I did was apply a red cream lipstick on her lips. So it's just going to serve me as a base. So now I'm using my this particular red I'm using is from Beauty by AD. I can't remember the name of the shade, but it's their red. I think that's the only red they have. So that's in the shade Beauty by, sorry, the brand is Beauty by 80. So I use it to line the outer corner of the eyes, and I mixed it a little bit with a dark purple, not like a dark brown lip liner, just to make it a little bit dark, because we're going for like an ombre, not completely ombre, but let the outer corner just be darker than the inner corner just a little bit, so it doesn't look weird. So that's one thing with red lipstick. You have to make it work with the skin you're working on. So what I have on her lips now, what I'm applying now inside her lip, is a Nuban Beauty red lipstick that I you just saw. So I'm just, blending that in, and I just realized that my nails were twinning with the lip. That's so beautiful. So I just, keep blending and blending and blending. The best way to do this, you guys, is to ask your model or your client to smile, just to smile and give the lips the shape. So done with that, I went ahead to spray her face with my Melanin Make It Last spray. This is a mattifying spray and it's a finishing spray, so it just helps you do the job, and that's just it. So I spray that, use my beauty sponge to blend that into the skin. I just, when you do this, please let it dry completely before going into the next step. So the next step is my pressed highlighter. This is the Makeup Revolution. I like spraying the face before using the highlighter because it kind of make the highlighter pop more, like it has something to hold the highlighter, or something the highlighter can hold on to. Is it highlighter or bronzer? Yes, it's highlighter, something highlighter can hold on to. So I went ahead, applied very little on the bridge of her nose, not like the bridge of her nose, just on the ball of her nose, that tip, and I just blend out the excesses on her forehead area. And of course, we have to, have a little wing. So I went ahead with my gel liner from Tehila Cosmetics to add a little wing, and I used a blending brush, like an eyeshadow tiny blending brush, to pick a brown from the Juvia's Place eyeshadow palette, and I smudged that out because we want a wing, but then we want that wing not to be too sharp, just smudged out, like smoked out a little bit. So that's just it's just blend, blend, blend. Just keep blending like your life depends on it. So I'm just using that brush to extend the wing a little bit. So this way it looks like, just extend the wing just a little bit. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Now I'm using my powder with this triangle powder puff to just define that wing a little bit. For this, I'm using my setting powder, the same Mirror Cosmetic setting powder I used to set under her eyes. So this is just going to define the eyes and give the eyes a lift. So these are the little steps that really, really matters for anything you are doing, trust me. So those little finishing steps helps elevate the look. So I'm just intensifying the bronzer a little bit, doing that with my Melanin Compound Powder in the shade Deep. Yeah, just in the shade Warm, not Deep. So just intensifying the bronzer a little bit, just to give me that warm and bring everything together. So done with this look, the last part of this look, I'm using the mascara, the same Saki mascara from November Beauty, to intensify her lower lashes and just give it more volume. So it's just, look uniform and look really beautiful. Don't miss this step. Make sure you don't miss and you don't forget the step. And this is the finished look. Oh my goodness. Let me just see. I disley. So that's it. So thank you for watching. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're yet, and I'll see you in my next one.